Hello and welcome to another episode of the Uncommon Energy Podcast. On this week's episode, we're going to talk about Pokemon Legos coming very, very soon, just announced yesterday. Give our thoughts on the reveals of that. We will look at, of course, some new cards since, this is a Pokemon trading card game podcast, not a Lego podcast or football podcast or anime podcast or any of those other things we end up rambling about for a long time that are not related to Pokemon trading cards. We will, of course, also have Guess That Flavor Text, everyone's favorite segments of the cast, where I intend to ensure that Azul does not get any points this week. And then we're going to wrap up this week by talking about the Toronto Regional Championships taking place this weekend up in Canada. Azul's first tournament that he's competed in since the World Championships. And then we will, of course, have our bonus episode exclusive to our YouTube channel members and Spotify subscribers if you want to support us and then also get a little bit of extra content every single week, more of the intro type rambling mostly, but then also Pokemon related stuff in the mix as well. Be sure to check out that bonus episode. My name is Chip Ritchie, and I'm joined here as always by my friend and co-host Azul GG. What's up, Azul? How we doing, buddy? I'm just now realizing as I'm looking over at you, I did not update your Twitter handle underneath your
Mm,
screen. But how are you
yeah,
doing, my friend? How's your week been?
I'm doing pretty good, Chip. Week was good. I'm excited for major tournaments to start back up again, for sure. I'm like a little not bummed. Actually, I don't know. This is like maybe a little bit bummed because like this format is just like I enjoy playing this format because I feel like that you can play a lot of weird and fun decks. So obviously I've been having a ton of fun with that on stream, just kind of playing whatever.
Mhm.
Specifically because Gardevoir has been like really low play percentage in terms of, like, online tournament and ladder, so it's like, you can play stuff like Mega Lucario and not just, like, get
Yeah.
bodied 130 your game, stuff like that, so I've been really enjoying playing the format, not super competitively, but the closer the tournament got, the more I was like, "I just don't care what I play for this tournament." It's just like, there's no deck that I'm like, "Oh, this is super sick. I really enjoy this deck right now." And the deck is also good and could win the tournament. So I'll probably just end up playing like Zoroark or Golden Go or something. Like, I'm just like so uninvested in playing in this format competitively, but very invested in it in terms of my enjoyment of the format. So this is definitely one of the tournaments where it's like I wish I wasn't competing at this one and was competing at a different one instead. But just kind of how things hand out. Committed to playing in this one quite a while ago, but maybe I could have foreseen the staleness of this format because this is the long format. We're in
The
that long
January
stretch.
tournaments seem a little bit less enjoyable than maybe some of the other ones, just in general, because that's usually when we're in the thick of a very long format.
Yeah.
And then
Even into February and March sometimes depending on how the special set goes. And this special set particularly looks pretty weak. There's no Badoo this time around, so honestly, skipping like all of February and March was maybe the move for
dude,
me
you were
to.
so hyped on Mega Dragonite though. Like, come on. And
I mean, I'm
Canary, the supporter, like,
yeah,
you could
I'm excited to play with all those cards, but they're not going to be competitive. So it's like
mm.
I don't want to be competing at tournaments. I just want to be like grinding the ladder on stream, doing whatever. So, but up, next week there'll be plenty to watch. The week after that we'll have the was it Birmingham? Is it Birmingham? I think it's Birmingham. Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Birmingham Regional Championships.
Yeah.
There'll be of course the official stream there, and Karma Beam did announce there will be a stream of just gameplay for all three games at the Merida Regional Championships. Shout out to Karma Beam. I think Karma Beam. Not only is this really cool to see, the stream there. I think Karma Beam is like I don't even know what I want to say. Like the biggest upgrade in terms of like the tournament organizer that has come in and if they felt the most impactful in a positive way in like a long time because I think previously most people were pretty unhappy with the organizers that were down at the Latin American events. Karma Beam just came in last season. The tournament I went to was ran really well. I only heard good things about the tournaments after that, and now this season. Not only are they running the tournaments again, and it seems like things are going well, but they're adding streams to their events, which is usually something lacking at these Latin American events. So I just want to give a big shout out to Karma Beam in general. So yeah, I'll be watching I guess Birmingham and Merida. And for me specifically, it lines up pretty well because Birmingham starts at like 3 a.m. for me, and Merida probably won't start up until. I mean, if they might even stream all the rounds, to be honest, because
Probably.
Yeah, because there's not like casters and like production they have to like rely on. They just have a camera,
Set up a
just
webcam and
gameplay.
click start streaming.
Yeah, so they'll probably be streaming all the rounds, which would be pretty nice as well. So it probably will conflict with the later rounds of Birmingham, especially in day two, but that's not like a big deal or anything like that. So more content for me to co-stream. That'll be exciting. Definitely excited for the big watch parties happening not this weekend coming up because I'll be competing at Toronto, but the week after. But honestly, yeah, this is definitely something I'm going to be thinking about next time the beginning of the year tournaments come around. If our release schedule is about the same, I think I'm just going to try and avoid December, January, February, March in general for competing because it's just so boring. It's like one of the worst formats to compete in usually because it's just fully played out for the most part. And it's kind of like a little bit extra this time around because Guardy is still Guardy. So, but yeah, that's what I'm excited for. Looking forward to the next couple weeks. But how was your week, Chip?
Week was good. Yeah, we had a good old playoff football over the weekend, and the Panthers were so close, Azul. Did you watch any football at all over the weekend?
No, I heard a lot about a lot of the games. Apparently, the games were pretty exciting. I think
They
at least one of
were.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both the Saturday games were pretty good. The first, um, and really the second Sunday game were pretty good. And then the last two games, the Chargers Patriots game was kind of boring, and then the one tonight was actually pretty boring as well, Monday night. Um, oh man, the Panthers, we were 10.5 point underdogs at home. We almost won the game. I don't know what our defensive coordinator was doing on the very last possession, playing prevent defense, allowing the Rams to just march down the field and score. It was pretty rough to watch, to be honest. And then we're not able to get into field goal range to tie it and send it to overtime. But I think there's a lot of exciting things to move forward in the coming years, hopefully, for the Panthers. Very, very happy with how the season ended up, to be honest.
yeah, they're building up towards something great. Yeah, I'm looking at the actually the scores of the games now. Patriots got the dub. That's cool, and it looks like the Texans game just finished, right?
Yeah,
Texans
it did. Yeah.
beat the Steelers. Yeah, but I'll probably be trying to tune into the next couple rounds
Well,
of
this
the
next weekend is gonna be during Toronto, so
yeah.
there's usually,
Uh,
someone
it could work out
backstage
time wise.
who's
Yeah,
got the games on a little screen back there, so I might pop back and, check in on how some of the football games are going during the weekend, but
yeah. The two later games will be like still around when the tournament day is over for both of them for sure. So you just tune
true,
into
true.
those. Yeah,
But yeah, and then also I guess we did wanna do a little bit of an update before we get into the bulk of the episode on what are one of our main topics last week, talking
yeah.
about the, changes to Pokemon rules and regulations to the TCG handbook. They actually posted an update 3 days later and said, "Attention trainers, the update note for the TCG handbook in the graphic below has not yet been officially reflected in the documentation on our website. Updates will be published and in effect for organized play environments at a later date this month, and those listed below can be disregarded until further notice. We apologize for the confusion."
Effect for organized play events at a later date. So we will be getting clarification on what
This means,
deck search first of game means and what we're allowed to do on that later this month. Okay, so that's good that they gave us a time frame. Definitely appreciate that. How it took them 3 days, it's like it doesn't really matter. Like we all realize it was an error pretty quickly, but like on
yeah.
their end, it's kind of embarrassing. Just like from there, like how did it take them 3 days to be like, wait, there was an error in this. We apologize. Update coming soon. It's just kind of it's just funny. Like I don't know. It just feels like that one's not that big of a deal because it's like I think the whole community understood pretty quickly that it was a mistake and like it's real, but it's not happening right now. No
No
takesies back.
takesies backs.
um, I like that. The reply under that as well. Can't wait to read the update on January 31st.
Yeah, right. It's probably
Uh,
gonna be January 42nd or something like that.
yeah, a classic. So yeah, I do. But another thing with this as well is it like okay, so they obviously haven't finalized it. But what has been taking them so long? They had so much time between the last major tournament and this major tournament, and it's like one of those things where it's like, sure, we would have loved it at the beginning of the season, but it's like, okay, this downtime was the perfect time to like figure this out and put this out there. Like, because how long was it? Like a month and a half between majors or something like that? Like, how is it
Yeah, it's
not
been a minute.
finalized in this? How long of vacation did they take? Like the whole month and a half? Like, what are we doing here? Like, how did that's like now what I'm kind of like thinking about is like you had a month and a half between majors to come up with what you wanted to do about this first of game or deck search first of game thing with their whatever they're calling it now. Your first turn search, your first search on your first turn, or actually no, your first deck search is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Which is a good clarification from them. Deck search first of game, the first time in a game you search your deck. How is this like not finalized heading into Toronto? Like the week, like it should have been. Like it seems like it should have definitely been released with the update that they made. And the rest of that was pretty timely, right? Before the next major starts back up, they get the rules out there, the changes. Um, so yeah, that's a little,
Hey,
I guess, still disappointed the more I think
maybe
about
maybe by EUIC.
it.
Maybe.
Maybe we'll have feature stations at UIC as well. We'll see. But
Fingers
yeah,
crossed for sure.
I don't know. Little the more I think about it, the kind of more disappointed I am in it because I like didn't even really like think about like, oh, they had all this downtime to like figure this out. This is kind of unacceptable for them to like come to the realization it's a problem, have plenty of time to come up with a solution to the problem, and then not even do that in like a timely manner. Like everything was
I
like
mean, it's also
perfectly
been a
laid out.
problem for like
Yeah, for longer than that, but like this lines up
over
so
a year,
well, right?
probably.
I agree. Like, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
disagree, but it's like okay, they are they internally admitted that it's a problem and it's something that needs to be fixed. Okay, we're all on the they're on the same page with the community. They have this downtime at the end of the year here between majors, and they've obviously approached this downtime as a opportunity to change rules, update stuff. According to the community's feedback or not, whatever it might be, because they did other rule changes. It wasn't just this. They did the one about the, you can't look at the top card of your deck to determine a gentleman's agreement, stuff like that, which is good that we know that. That's good. It's like, but how did they not get this done? They had so much time. It's like inexcusable how much time they had once they realized it is a problem and something they are going to change. So yeah, I guess like still disappointing, but hopefully before UIC, that's like the next big one. Hopefully they get done before then. It's no reason it shouldn't be in effect for the next major tournament coming up into this into this new year. But oh well, at least we know
W
it's coming. It's supposed to happen before the end of the month.
I'm just ready for the update to be something like, "We understand that players value knowing what their prize cards are, so that's why we're putting in the rule book that it is okay for you to take 2 minutes on your first deck search." That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, but honestly though, but that's what we need to start so people
No, that's the
know.
worst possible
No, no, no,
outcome, bro.
no. That is no. The worst possible outcome is they don't give us a frame and they leave it the way it is.
Okay,
That is an
sure.
improvement, and then us as the community and the players, we know what we're arguing against. Right now, it's just up in the air. It's like we obviously can. Um, the question is, how much time can we take? We don't know. I'm just gonna like you just keep looking through your prize cards. The judge hasn't called you out yet. You're like, all right, I'm just gonna keep looking
Just
for.
keep going.
I'm just gonna keep going. So they're gonna give us guidelines. They're gonna give us something to work with. They're gonna give us something to hold our opponents accountable to. They're gonna give us something to hold ourselves accountable to. And then if you disagree with it, we know what we're arguing against. If it's 2 minutes, then we can be like, it should be a minute, right? We can be like, this is what it is. This is what it should be. But right now, we don't know what it is. We just know that we can keep looking until a judge says stop looking. You need to progress the board state. So yeah, I don't think that's not the worst outcome. The worst outcome would be to continue the way it is. I guess for like the amount of time they give us, I agree. I think 2 minutes would be bad. Maybe they go the whole way though, and maybe they say on your first search of the game, you could just pick up your prize cards, look at them, shuffle them, and then put them back face down. Maybe they go all out with it. That's what I would like to see personally. I think with the change, but I don't think they'll go
I
to that
don't think we're
extreme.
going that far. I think
Yeah,
probably most likely it's gonna be something like
5 seconds.
I would even think, like, it might just clarify, like, you
You
don't get
can't.
extra time,
Yeah,
like,
that'll be
possibly.
fine as well. Yeah.
I would prefer that to, like, 45 seconds or something like
Yeah.
that,
I
but
and I will say with that though, I don't think the community understands what the response to that is gonna be though. Like a lot of players' first 4 searches of the game are gonna be maximum time because they will
yeah,
be
yeah.
still checking their prize cards, just not all at once.
But
I
for a
think it'll
long
probably
time,
speed up the
that's
pace
how a
of.
lot of people did it for a very long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Well, I don't think people understand that the amount of extra game you're not playing that much more game than you think you are. It's just kinda like a perception thing. It just, like, feels
I
bad
think
when
it's
your
the
opponent.
biggest deal for, like, the stream and the broadcast,
Yeah,
for
yeah, I think
sure.
it'll definitely be better for that. It'll be an
Yeah.
improvement. I saw
But I
someone
know that's a very
arguing
small
what.
percentage of games that are being played, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know where I saw this comment. I saw someone arguing. I think it was on the podcast. It was a comment. Someone argued the opposite and was like, "This downtime is perfect for the casters to talk about what the players are doing and trying to set
Nah,
up."
we
And
don't need
like,
downtime.
yeah, there's plenty of time for that. uh, throughout a match of Pokemon. There'll be plenty of times where the players will stop and think, and you can get a lot of more information in the mix for people to work with. So,
Yeah.
yep, we'll just wait. Hopefully, January doesn't turn into, yeah, like you said, January 41st. Hopefully, it is before January 31st because we've been there before, and like, yeah, there's no reason for it to have taken this long, let alone uh past January. So hopefully they stay true to their word. But I trust them on that. Like I believe that. Yeah, I believe them on that. End of the month.
Do you want to play a game before we get into our
Was
full
the
episode?
game?
Well, I've been spending a lot of time the last like couple weeks, like compiling some old decks, organizing my cards that I haven't organized in forever. I have like the bulk of my like card collection very nicely organized, where it's in like those card hotel storage things where you can like, and it's organized by set in set order. So when I'm, adding cards to my collection or building old decks, I can just easily find what I want, easily put stuff away. But what ends up happening, and I'm sure many people, regardless of how you've organized cards, are aware of this, when you bring in new cards, sometimes they just end up sitting in piles and then you don't do anything with them. So I hadn't added any cards to like the card hotel since uh um Lost Origin. It had been several years. The playable cards were just sitting in a 5-row box, unorganized, unsorted, and so every time I wanted to pull something out, I had to, like, dig through, like, a whole big box. So I finally had done that or started to organize it and putting it in. So and also in the process been building old decks. So I wanna see if you can guess what an old deck, I've put together here.
You have it in your hand right now?
Yes, I'm gonna go 1 card at a time.
Oh, okay. To like give me a hint.
Yeah, yeah, to get you started, okay? This one.
Okay, show me one card to begin with.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. I mean, this one, and this is just gonna set the baseline of
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
and artworks and stuff are like era appropriate. Okay, so
Ultra. That's an Ultra Ball,
it's an Ultra Ball.
and it's a
Okay,
Scarlet and Violet Ultra Ball, right?
it's a Scarlet and Violet Ultra Ball. Okay,
Okay, so
no,
it's.
you're gonna
You
guess?
want me to wait?
Making a guess? No, go ahead.
Like,
Guess. Guess.
is it
Guess the
towards
deck.
towards Gardevoir from Worlds?
No, that got printed as a Worlds deck. Why would I make it as?
Hmm. The Lost Tina? Oh, double. All right, double Turbo Energy. Oh, is it?
Kind of
Did
honed in on
did
the era though, pretty quick.
did Vance's deck get? Is it Vance's Mew?
Ha- Has the World Champion deck ever not been printed?
Oh, that's right. He won. All right, double Turbo, Ultra Ball, Scarlet and Violet. Oh, it's Lugia. It's broken Lugia. Or
Whoa, that
it
was no, like it could have been previous, could have been like Arceus. I guess the Scarlet Violet Ultra Ball. Yes,
okay.
it is indeed Lugia. It's not broken Lugia though.
Single strike.
It's single strike Lugia. Someone's like
Mm.
top 16. These were the cards in order that I was going with next
Radiant
to see
Serena.
how
What
long it
the
would take
heck?
you. Huh? Yeah.
Radiant
Oh, dude,
Serena.
all the lists played Radiant Serena
Was
at
that
World.
was that the card at that time?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
All
what
right.
other one would you play? Right? Doesn't make any sense. There's no other one. Run.
All right. One more, but I haven't sleeved this one yet.
Okay.
We'll just go like this. Okay. Start here.
Pokecom. But what set is that Pokecom from?
This one's from Team Up.
Okay. Omar.
Not Malamar.
Fog Crystal. Fog Crystal Pokecom. Well, let me think. Is it not Malamar?
It's not Malamar. I don't think Malamar was ever legal with Fog Crystal.
Oh, maybe not. Is it in a team up deck? Is it? It's not. I don't know. I might give me
This could
another card.
replace Guess That Flavor Text this segment too.
I need another card. I mean, it doesn't give me anything. Marnie.
Marnie doesn't give you anything.
Everything in Marnie.
Path to the Peak.
Yeah, but what? Oh, was it Dragapult? Dragapult VMAX?
Good guess, but no, not quite to that area yet.
Oh
Oh wait,
yeah.
no, just kidding. That's troll. That's ignore that. Ignore that.
Okay, so it's around that time. The Dene doesn't tell me anything. Oh, is it Shadow Rider?
It
Yes.
is Shadow Rider, but Azul, not just any Shadow Rider.
Oh, it has the guy. Is that
Someone
my Shadow
specific.
Rider?
It's your Shadow Rider deck from the Players Cup 25th Anniversary
Oh
Invitational.
my gosh.
Old deck right
Old deck,
there
old
from
deck.
4 years ago.
I mean,
I
it's
actually
cheaper
am
now,
missing
right?
one card for this deck that I just had to order because I didn't have it. I had the Gengar Mimikyu and the Mewtwo.
Yeah.
I did not have the Trevenant and Dusknoir. I guess I never picked that card up
Mm.
because it was a promo card. So I don't know. I guess I just never picked it up.
Yeah, that was a dude. I think we talked about that deck recently. I don't know if it was on the bonus episode or something.
I think it
But it was
was.
just yeah. I literally was just like, oh, I'm gonna play Calyrex. I'm just gonna put as much stuff in this deck as possible. I think I used every card actually. I think I used every single card through my run in the Players Cup Invitational,
And it's a little bit different because
including the
you're not
Marshadow.
playing for I guess I don't know if you actually prepare any differently for this type of thing, but in theory you would because it's a 8-person invitational tournament where you know like who the 8 people are going in, right?
Yeah, I think Shadow Rider was just kind of the best deck at the time, so that's why I was just like, I want to play as much stuff as possible because it's going to be
Do
like a highly targeted deck.
um do you remember what you lost to in the finals?
Yeah, Urshifu.
The
I did
fighting
miss
deck, right?
playing. Yeah, I miss playing one of those games as well. But yeah, I drew pretty slow in both those, and it's not terrible. Like I mean, not a terrible matchup. You can chain the snipes.
These decks are not on Limitless, so the only way to find them is on the Pokemon website for me to build the deck list was I had to go here to find it.
Yeah,
'Cause it was not like an open tournament, it was an invitational.
what a deck. Pokecom 2 Evo Incense.
For a long time with my old decks, I didn't know what I wanted to do with this like era of the game because I always build my old decks around worlds.
What is that?
But
Let Loose Marshadow? The other Marshadow?
no, it's the stadium discard one, resetting hole.
Oh, because you had to be able to bump paths. People played paths.
Yeah, and you played Path too.
Yeah, I had everything in there. One reset stamp, one path to the peak,
You had it all.
insane. All the tag teams.
Uh, but I didn't know how I wanted to build these formats, but there's Players Cup 4 and the Players Cup 25th anniversary are both like they basically were at the time that Worlds would have been. So I just built that format,
Yeah,
those decks. And luckily I already had the Gengar Mimikyus because they're like $200 now for no reason.
yeah. Super
All right,
expensive.
20 minutes in, let's get rolling into our main section of the episode. We're going to kick it off by talking about not trading cards,
I was
but
gonna say
Legos.
before we got to that, I was gonna say, speaking of like old car, I literally
Oh, go
went through
ahead.
my collection because I'm playing this weekend, so I had to go through. I think I'm just like bringing all my standard format cards. 'Cause I don't want to like, because I'm not like committed to a deck, so I don't have to pick and choose stuff to bring with. So I have like 3 one-row boxes right now with cards. But usually I like take stuff out of those and like put it in like a smaller box to bring to a tournament. But I was like basically my whole day today was like organizing cards because I haven't organized them in
Yeah.
like over a year. And then one of my goals at some point is to go through all my expanded stuff and organize that. I think I'm just gonna hold on to it for right now and like have the potential to do like build old decks for like YouTube videos and stuff like that. But yeah, I have like I should go look how many Gengar Mimikyus I have because I have a couple stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like I definitely have like my expanded collection is probably worth
Basically,
quite a
all the
bit.
tag teams. At minimum, you probably should just pull them out of a box and put them in like a binder or something.
Yeah, definitely for
That's what I've
sure.
done with a lot of stuff, dude. When I went through my stuff recently, it's right down here. I literally pulled out. I had so many of these cards just sitting in boxes, unsleeved, like all these things that were just like organized in. And I was like, I got to put these in sleeves, put them into a binder because they're all just like old playable cards that I'm gonna put into decks in theory at some point. Like I definitely bought these Mews whenever they were like $3 or $4, and now they're $100 for literally no reason, you know.
Yeah,
So that's probably a good thing to do.
definitely. Yeah, I
Uh,
could go through it, take all the expensive stuff out, and at least put them in a binder. At least keep them safe.
keep them secret.
Yeah. Well, no,
Keep them
I
safe.
don't need to keep them secret. Just gotta keep them safe. Everyone knows about them now.
All right. Well, yeah, let's talk about moving from one hyperfixation hobby of trading card game into Another Lego Pokemon. We knew that this was coming. We talked about it a few months ago whenever it kind of got teased initially, but it is officially up and out. The first ever Pokemon Lego sets, Pikachu, Eevee, and then the three starters, Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur. Pretty huge crossover, right? One of the,
Yeah.
if not the biggest media franchise of all time in Pokemon, with one of the largest toy retailers of all time. Massively successful on both parts. I mean, this is definitely just going to be huge. The Pokemon Lego crossover.
Yeah, for the longest time, it was what were they using? The Mega Blocks or something like that? Was that what there
Yeah,
was like
that's right.
official, yeah, official Pokemon Mega Blocks. I remember always wondering like why they didn't have Legos. So they're not. I assume they're not doing the Mega Block stuff anymore, obviously. But
Yeah,
yeah,
has to be a conflict of interest there.
yeah, it makes sense that they are now with Lego. I wonder if like the contract just kind of like eventually ran out or whatever,
Did you look at
and
the
then they
prices of these things?
no,
So the Eevee is the smallest one and the cheapest one is 60 bucks, which I thought seems like that's what I was kind of hoping we were going to get a decent amount of like sets initially and there would be some that's kind of the price range we'd be looking at for a lot of them.
yeah,
All right, the Pikachu with the Pokeball, any guesses?
$100, 120.
$200.
How many pieces are they though?
That is a big part of it. The Pikachu, this one is like 2,000. The Eevee one is like
Oh.
500.
See, I don't even remember. It's been so long since I built Legos. Like, I don't even remember, like, the
S-
price points.
I mean, it's definitely a good bit larger, and you can tell
Yeah.
here. And like, see, Eevee, and you can still pre-order these on the Pokemon Center, which is good.
Well, the Eevees look reasonably
If you're
big
looking to pick
too.
them up. Yeah, the Eevee looks great. The Pikachu looks great too, but it's just a lot of pieces and
The Pikachu's huge.
it's a lot bigger, yeah. And it has
Yeah.
the Pokeball as well.
Yeah. That seems like and these are, like compared to, like, some Lego sets, like, these are the ones that are a little bit more like, they're, like, display pieces as opposed to, like, scenes or
Yeah.
whatever. Which are a lot of Lego sets that I ever got when I was younger. I had, like, a ton of Star Wars Legos. They were all, like, the scene ones.
Yeah,
Um,
well, then there's this one.
which I assume is the most expensive in the yeah.
$650.
1,000 pieces.
6,838 pieces.
Yeah. See, I don't that doesn't seem unreasonable to me at all. Like, that's a lot of pieces.
It definitely is, but it's just so, like, it's just massive, and it
Yeah.
is so expensive.
Yeah. I
There's
mean, I'm sure
there's
they'll do a
something
lot
weird
more.
as someone who grew up playing with Legos, like, we got Lego sets as kids, and
Yeah.
we'd build the thing, but then they all got torn apart and thrown into a big bin,
Not
and then we would,
mine.
like, build whatever we wanted to do and stuff like that, and that's, like, not what this is, you know?
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
just
for the kids, like, I don't
yeah.
all my Lego sets
It's
I
just a
kept
different target
together.
audience, right? And
Yeah.
but, like, these didn't exist when we were kids.
No.
$100 sets that were meant to be built and put on display and never touched again.
I feel like but that started happening with Lego not that long ago. Like, there's a lot of Star Wars ones where it's just, like, Vader's helmet, and it's, like, a
Yeah.
display piece in comparison to, like, other
It's
stuff.
definitely of the, like, last 5 to 10 years type thing for sure.
Yeah, I do feel like, yeah, back in the day, the display piece type Lego stuff did not kind of exist, and these are mostly that. And these are obviously like not scenes. Oh, this one kind of is like a scene and a display piece, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there'll be a lot more like the Eevee, where it's like the single Pokemon um style ones in the future as well, the smaller ones.
Yeah, I have to imagine.
I guess like what you're getting at is like these are like adult Legos. These are not kids Legos.
Yeah, which is
More so,
fine. There's no
yeah,
problem with it necessarily, but it's just like, dude, these things are I was kinda, like, hoping to kinda get into this whenever we saw this announcement, you know? I
yeah,
haven't played with Legos in a long like, built Legos in a long time, but Brooke has got a couple sets, like, from the, like, TV shows and stuff, and she's
yeah,
really enjoyed putting those together, like, she has, like, the Friends one, the Office one, a couple of, like, Disney ones, and there's always, like, cool little, like, Easter eggs along the way of building them, like the Friends one, there's, like, a closet that you open up, and it's got, like, an Easter egg from the TV show, you know? So,
yeah,
like, I have to imagine and then, like, I've seen people before building, like, the Millennium Falcon, the, Star Wars ones you talk about, and they, like, will be little Easter eggs and stuff hidden throughout. So I have to assume they'll do cool things, and it'll be, like, a enjoyable experience, but it's just such a steep entry point for sure. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, do you see yourself picking up, some Pokemon Legos?
I was thinking about it, like, when I heard about the announcement, I was like, "This could, like, be what gets me back into Legos because 'cause it's been such a long time since I built a Lego set." So we'll see. Yeah, I'm not committed to it or anything like that, but I might pick some of them up, try them out. They'll be hard to get, though, I imagine. Like, I imagine it's all gonna
Yeah.
sell out. Can you pre-order it right now? Is that what I saw?
You could pre-order this one, like, basically all day. I don't know if you can pre-order it actually right now at this moment, but I feel like oh, maybe you have to be a member or something. I don't know. But also another one, you get, there's a couple different sets that are just gifts with purchases. I think if you get the big one, pre-order it, you get this, which is kind of cool.
Mm,
Kanto region badge collection. So call back to like the anime or the video games.
yeah,
Which is pretty cool, like a badge case like the one that Ash would have carried. And there's also a Pokemon Center one that is available for Lego Insiders.
yeah, yeah, those are cool. That one, like, specifically is, like, more like the sets that I had back in the day where it's like you're building, like, the little thing, the little scene,
Exactly, yeah.
whatever. I'm trying to think about, like, the biggest Lego sets that I ever built, how many pieces they were. I think I had, like, one of the biggest one I had, I think, was a Star Destroyer, one of the Star Destroyer ones,
Yeah,
but it
we had a
wasn't.
ton of the Star Wars ones
I don't
for
remember how many
sure.
pieces it was. Those ones are, like, so old now, there's not even you can't even, like, find them anymore. Or you could find them, but, like, they're not on the Lego website anymore. They have, like,
No.
newer versions of them maybe, but
Yeah, I think a lot of them they actually, like, have archived on the website. If I search Star Wars, it's probably not gonna, like, search can you do oldest? No, I mean, you can do newest and then go to the back page. I think, like, they're archived. Maybe it's a different, section of the website. I feel like I've seen it before, though. But one of the ones that I remember building, when I was a kid with my dad, um we got it for him as a Christmas gift. I think my brother helped him with it mostly, but we, like, as siblings got it for him, was this Yoda Lego set that he had on his shelf for forever, and this is one of the first ones I remember, and see, this is,
yeah,
like, 14 plus, right? So it's, like, it was meant to build and then, like, you sat it on your shelf, you know?
yeah,
So maybe they did exist more than I'm now as we're talking through it, it did exist a little bit more than remembering.
yeah, they probably did. But also, yeah, but I guess, like, I mean, back then, even then, there wasn't many, what do I mean to say? Like, Legos were very much, like, mostly for, like, for kids back
Yeah,
then. But now it's definitely evolved, which is, like, makes sense because, like, the product has evolved with the people um, who were buying it, who had it when they were kids,
yeah.
and they're growing up.
So yeah, I mean, it's a new thing coming out. It's going to be massively successful.
Yeah.
If you're interested in getting them, you probably should go ahead and pre-order the two that you still can on the Pokemon website. I don't know what the deal is with the big one. If you, I remember seeing people saying on Twitter that you could like still order it earlier today. So like it wasn't like it sold out instantly. It may be sold out now though. I'm not sure. Um,
Yeah, be sure to go check them out if you want some Legos. Yeah, it looked like the smaller ones are able to pre-order still on, wherever you're looking at Pokemon Center.
Pokemon Center, yeah.
Will you be able to get them at or can you only get them on the Pokemon Center, or is it also available on
I'm
Lego.com?
sure they'll be like in Target, Lego stores,
Yeah.
or wherever as well.
Well, maybe. I don't know if
If you
you'll be
live
able
somewhere
to
that has those.
if you'll be able to get them. Yeah, so it looks like
There's
you can it says yeah, it says I can pre-order the Pikachu or the Eevee, and then the big one
the
says
big
coming
ones.
soon.
Okay.
I assume that means it's sold out or not available yet.
It says unavailable on the Pokemon Center site.
I went to Lego.com to check that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. There's a Lego store here in Raleigh in the mall, and every time I go there, there is a huge line, just like in the middle of the day, like wrapped around for people waiting to get in, just like at all times.
Yeah, I actually went by, I was, like when I was, over the holidays, went to a mall where they had a Lego store, and there was a line. It wasn't a huge line, but there was, like, a line. Like, I was like, "Why should just" well, I guess it was, like, that made sense. We're near the holidays, so that maybe makes more sense.
Yeah,
So,
they definitely like limit how many people can go in at a time, just for
yeah,
like
yeah,
crowd control purposes at minimum. But
definitely.
All right. Well, we do have a couple new cards to look at, Azul, if you're ready to move on from the Legos.
Yep, ready
And
for it.
yeah, decent little reveal here. Some pretty interesting cards. I'd say overall, all of these cards that we're going to look at, like, there's reason to think, like, oh, there could be something here. Probably the worst one, though, is going to be this Vivian, which is a stage two grass type Pokemon with the ability Big Wings. Once during your turn, you may have your opponent shuffle their hand and put all of those cards on the bottom of their deck. Then your opponent draws four cards. Now, Azul, you have been complaining about how there is no hand disruption post rotation. So yeah, you got Vivian to bail you out.
Yeah, I guess stage 2. But then we've seen this ability so many times on a stage 2 Pokemon. It's like the 3rd or 4th time, I wanna say. We've seen this quite a bit, the shuffle it down to 4 or whatever. Maybe in the past it's been 5 on something.
I don't
Um,
think we've seen it exactly like this.
well, no, not put them on the bottom, but it was judge effect, I think, effectively on a stage 2 before. I'm, like, almost
Uh
positive we've seen this
yes, yes,
before.
yes, yes. I remember there was a Kingdra
Yeah, yeah. I think
that
I
did
think
it.
I wanna say this is the 3rd time, though. I think there's another Pokemon before that that did it
There's
on a
like an
stage 2.
Obstagoon that makes your opponent discard cards, I think.
Yeah, that sounds
Discard
familiar.
down to 4, maybe.
I think you might be right, but that's terrible.
Yeah,
It's so bad.
discard cards from their hand until they have 4 in their hand.
Yeah, that's really bad.
And then there's also a Miss Magius, which is a stage 1 from, like, Breakthrough? Yeah,
Yeah, there's a couple
Breakthrough.
stage 1s that were, like, when you evolve. We've
Yeah,
seen that a couple times. Oh, that one's, like, for prize cards too. That was basically just an Iona or
yeah.
whatever. What do we have? What did we had N back then though, right? So there was no reason to ever consider this.
N did not exist when this card was released. It was only
Mm,
Judge, which also came out in this set alongside
people
Miss
still did
Magius,
not.
and then N came out, like, 3 sets later.
Oh, okay, yeah. So no one actually ran Miss Magus, and then we
No.
still got a better card eventually, yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, the how do you say it again?
Vivian.
Vivian here is pretty bad.
And that is how you
Uh,
say it, commenters, before anyone starts typing. That's how you say it. Look it up.
Vivian is, like, pretty bad
Read a
besides
book.
maybe besides maybe in grass decks, Vivian's pretty bad, I feel like, for sure.
I did
But it
see
does have
people.
synergy with the next card to talk about, in the line here.
Well, I was gonna say too, there is currently
Oh,
a Spoopa
oh,
and Scatterbug that
oh
have
shit.
adaptive evolution.
You've been baited.
Oh, do they rotate right when this comes out?
Yep.
Oh, nice. I didn't know if we were getting this right before rotation.
No, I actually don't even know. I think I saw someone tweet about it on the timeline, so I don't know if they knew either, to be honest. But yeah, both these things rotate right before
Yeah, this
Vivian
is the rotation
releases, or
set.
they rotate with the release of Vivian, whatever.
Got it.
But
Well,
yeah,
there's what's it called? The Forest card, Forest of
and
Vitality.
Candy,
So we
yeah.
got
So in
that. We got
in
that.
in grass decks, like maybe, but with the Decidueye specifically,
Yep.
it's possible.
Decidueye EX with the ability Sniper Eye. If your opponent has exactly 4 cards in their hand, ig- ignore all colorless in this Pokemon's attack costs.
Yeah.
And it's attack here, Crush Arrow, 240 damage for a grass and 3 colorless. Discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. But of course, if they've got 4 cards exactly, it's just 1 grass. 240 for 1. And then I also worth mentioning, we do have the Dartrix here with
Yeah.
the Phaser Shot attack. Discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. Choose one of your opponent's Pokemon. This attack does 90 damage to that Pokemon. And this does cost 3 colorless. So if you have a Relicanth in play and you have an opponent who has 4 cards in their hand, you can actually use Phaser Shot for free. 0 energy attachments. Just do 90 to something on your opponent's board.
Yeah, the requirement of 4 cards exactly in your opponent's hand might just be too much to overcome, but, with the Dartrix, with the Relicanth having a little bit more depth to it, you can play Judge, you can play the Vivian, you can also play Ignition Energy and, like, go just Grass Ignition. You don't have to have them have 4 cards in their hand always. The Ignition Energy works out as well as, like, an option as a way to attack. So, I don't know, yeah, 240 for 1 or 2. I don't know, it doesn't seem terrible. I'd have to, like, play like, it's one of those situations where it's just, like, I have to play games with it to see how it kind of flows.
Yeah.
It might be just too limited because it just has no 1 hit KO potential, though. Like, it's
Sometimes
probably just
doing a lot
much
of
too
damage
bad.
for 1 energy, even though it does seem good, it's not always enough, you know?
Yeah, shout out Palafin. Palafin
It's
did
not
more
always enough.
damage, had more HP, and has now gotten to the point where it has all that mobility from Surfing Beach and still isn't enough. Um, Rip.
We've got Dugong with the ability Wash Out. As often as you like during your turn, you may move a water energy from your benched Pokemon to your active Pokemon. So
Yeah,
this is a ability that we've had in the past.
good ability. I saw someone mention something about this on the timeline that I could combo with. I don't remember what it is though. Good ability. So like future potential is definitely there. I just can't think of anything of right now where it's like good with. Oh, it was yeah. It was this with Spite Ops.
Oh yeah, it's literally Nagquag. It's the
Yeah,
exact same. That's so
this with
funny.
Team Rocket Spite Ops is Nagquag, but
It's the same. It's the exact same ability names too.
oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't even know what you'd combo this with. Like, what needs a lot of water energy? I don't even know what that is off the top of my head.
Um
Got to be
surely
something.
there's some hydro pumpers out there, you know.
Yeah,
This guy.
yeah. The stage one whale lord.
Yeah.
That's so much energy though.
He's 240 on a one
That's
prizer.
true. You get some EXP shares probably involved with that as well.
He's big.
EXP
Oh,
shares
there's
plus
this
Spite Ops
thing.
plus. Yeah, I forget how this thing works.
Whenever a water Pokemon's knocked out, you may put all basic energy attached to it into your hand
Oh
instead of
yeah.
I guess
Wait,
you
that even
want
work?
them in the discard pile actually for this deck, right? For the charging up synergy, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're trying to make a little too much happen here.
What does the Gorbis do again?
It's an attacker. 30 damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. Before doing
Oh
damage,
yeah,
you may attach any number of basic energy, water energy from your hand to this Pokemon. Okay.
that has no synergy with Dugong.
True.
Yeah,
True.
but Chip's like, okay, that could be a good combo.
But we've found the Huntail Gorbis deck, Azul. You said you
Yeah.
didn't know what you wanted to play to Toronto. All I'm saying, you know.
This format, I don't think so. Maybe in the future though, who knows? Because I mean, it works, right? Theoretically, you need so much. Problem with that deck is you need so many Pokemon in play at all times. That's the problem
Yeah.
with that deck, and they both live off the same basic Pokemon.
It's definitely a solid ability that I could see being used at some point, but it doesn't
Yeah,
seem good right now. And then there's a Mega Starmie EX, 330 HP, stage 1 Pokemon with Jet Blow for a water energy, 120 damage, and then 50 to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. And then Nebula Beam, 210 damage for 3 colorless. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness resistance or any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon.
yeah. This card does not seem very good. Like the first attack is like super efficient. So if like there's something you could play in there to like back it up, like somehow have like a high support engine that does a bunch of other stuff. I can't even think what that would be. And then the second attack is just not very good. Like the second attack will just be there so you have like a do it all attack, but
Yeah.
like you're obviously relying on the first attack doing something, but I don't know what you could play. And it is like low maintenance, but what would you play this with that would do enough to support this to make it worth only doing Jet Blow as your main attack? I don't think it exists.
No. Yeah, doesn't seem great to be honest. I mean, it's especially because it's like a stage 1, so it's like if you're trying to support it with something else, like, it's just a lot to set up, right? Because you gotta set up your
Yeah,
support plus set up your attacker. Like, this would work well if it was like a basic Pokemon, like a Buzzwole or something like that, but I think 120 and 50 snipe for 1 on a basic would probably be a little too strong, but,
that's pretty good. Yeah,
yeah. And also Starmie is a stage 1, but anyway, yeah, this one doesn't seem great either. And then there is the Grow Grass Energy. The grass Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 20 HP. Just kind of a okay energy card to put in any of the grass decks that could possibly exist. It is a special
yeah.
energy, so you can't use it with like Teal Mask to like accelerate it into play, but
Also doesn't double with Meganium either, so
true,
that's
true.
gonna be it's kind of awkward for like what grass has going for it right now. But you probably play with the Decidueye deck, right? Like you may as well just put it in Decidueye. It could be played in like a potentially like tank Venusaur deck, like Venusaur Ludicolo tank style deck.
Yeah, you can still
Um,
move it around with Venusaur.
Actually, I don't think you can, but you could leave it on him.
Can you
Like
not? Does
Venusaur's just
Venusaur
basic.
specify basics?
Yeah, like this thing does not work with
Yeah.
like any
Okay.
of the good grass Pokemon right now. You put it on a grass Pokemon, it just kind of stays there.
Dang, it does say basic grass energy. That is so cringe.
Yeah.
Why aren't they letting us move around like luminous energy and stuff?
Don't
Wouldn't
do
be
it.
too good.
Probably not, no. It probably wouldn't be too good. An
And that's
Iron
how that
Hands water
ability has worked so
pond,
much in the past, right? Like cling
I
clang,
feel like
right?
usually,
And
yeah.
we're moving prisms and stuff around.
Nope. Fully limiting the grass squad on this one with the grow energy. Yeah, the grow energy is like awkward for like all the other stuff we have. Doesn't work with Ogerpon, doesn't work with Meganium, doesn't work with Venusaur. Works with Decidueye pretty well though. That's it.
Have you seen what Mega Starmie looks like?
Yeah, I have seen.
Thoughts?
I mean, it's fine. Nothing crazy. Why'd you have somewhere to go in with this?
Dude, those legs. They're huge.
It's true.
Have you seen the animation of it running?
No. Is it comical?
Yes.
But they just kind of have, yeah, it's just kind of like longer. Like I hadn't seen it. I'm like,
Did you see it?
yeah.
I've
It's
seen
just,
ever when Legend ZA came out, I saw people comparing it to like um what's it called? That sexy Patrick Star or whatever
yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
SpongeBob.
It does look like that.
It's literally the same. All right. Well, yeah, a couple new cards. I guess there's also the Salazzle. We can just read real quick since we're here.
Yeah, give it a look.
Salazzle EX, Stage 1 Fire type, 260 HP. Sorry, with the attack Nasty Plot, search your deck for up to 2 cards, put them in your hand. That's for 1 fire. And then Fatal Nail, 100 damage. Your opponent's active is now poisoned and burned. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon, but only 100 damage for 2 fires.
Yeah, this thing is just not. I can't. Yeah, this thing is just bad. It's really bad.
It almost looks like a starter deck EX, but it's in the set.
Yeah. I mean, there's bad cards, right? They have to have some bad cards in there. But this one's pretty bad. We
Yeah.
are gonna be. We're gonna know between. I mean, I think it usually comes out Thursdays for us is when the reveals happen. That over the next 2 weeks, we're gonna see the full set reveal because it's coming up. It's gonna release in Japan on the 23rd. So, well, actually, no, this Thursday. The rest of the set's gonna get dropped this Thursday.
Yeah, it's a week before, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna see a lot of new cards drop. Leading up to this Thursday. I think that's when the majority will drop. Will be on the Thursday. So we're gonna get to see the rest of the rotation set. Will there be an Iono reprint or any kind of hand disruption reprint? As we'll see.
All right. Well, before we move on and talk about Toronto Regionals and Azul's first tournament since the World Championships, we do, of course, have Guess That Flavor Text, everyone's favorite segment of the podcast, where each week Azul or I picks a card, reads the flavor text from the card, and has the other host try to guess which Pokemon is featured on that card. For each, if you get it right, just guessing straight up, you get 4 points. And then there are 3 lifelines you can use. For each lifeline you use, you do lose one of those points. So those lifelines are what set the card is from, what stage the card is, and read an attack name. Azul is currently still in the lead, 41-38. Had a pretty bad guess last week. I was honestly kind of disappointed with myself. If I just like kind of thought through things a little bit more, I think I could have definitely gotten last week's, but
What was
just
it last week? I forget.
you gave me Electabuzz.
Couldn't get the buzz, huh?
No.
Yeah, and you even had the video game callback
Yeah.
after I. I was like, I feel like this was something you probably saw in the video game.
Yeah. And it was. It definitely was.
All right,
All
Chip, I'm ready
right.
for this week's flavor text.
Okay. Well, here we go. I got it. Let's hear it. The sight of it running over 6,200 miles in a single day and night has captivated many people.
For some reason, I'm thinking of Doduo and Dodrio. Read it to me again.
The sight of it running over 6,200 miles in a single day and night has captivated many people.
Um, Doduo, Dodrio, they're running. They're always running. What else is another card that's Pokemon that's running?
Well, you don't have to think about like the card. You can think about the Pokemon itself.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Well, I mean that's what is a Pokemon that
All you have is the cards.
yeah. What is a Pokemon that be running though? I just got Doduo and Dodrio. They're
I
literally
will tell
always
you one
running.
thing. I will tell you one thing
Uh,
after what we just watched. It is not Mega Starmie.
okay. Just in case. Although that is quite the sight, so I wouldn't be surprised. That makes sense. It lines up with the flavor text to be honest. Um, I guess even if I ask what see Doduo and Dodrio has been around for forever, so the set wouldn't help me. The stage, I would still. I'm gonna go. Give me an attack name because that's the only thing that would like take me off Doduo and Dodrio. I feel like
All right. Attack name is Fighting Tackle.
be on a Doduo or Dodrio, I guess. What is the stage?
It is a stage 1.
I'm just gonna go Dodrio. Let's lock it in.
Locking it in.
Yeah.
All right. For those playing
Wait,
along
that's
at
the stage
home,
one, right? Dodrio's the stage one.
Dodrio is the stage 1, yeah.
Is it Dotrio? It's Dotrio, right?
No,
'Cause there's three.
Dodrio. And then
Is
it's
it Dotrio?
Doug Trio.
Oh, Dotrio. Dodrio. But is it Dotrio?
Dodrio. It's a
Is it-
D. Dodrio.
Oh, Dodrio. All right, Dodrio.
Yes, but it does have 3 heads, so I can
Yeah.
understand the trio confusion. And there is a Pokemon called Doug Trio.
The EO is probably meant to be like the three.
Dodrio is the guess. And one more lifeline to read for those playing along at home. Well, the set the card is from, it is from Silver Tempest. Sword and Shield Silver
Could
Tempest.
be a Dodrio in there. I don't know. That's what I'm
Well,
saying. It's like that's an old Pokemon.
there is, to my knowledge, not a Dodrio in Silver Tempest.
Okay.
And this Pokemon is Arcanine, Azul.
Mm,
Arcanine.
yeah. The attack name lines up there for sure. I feel like for Arcanine. I don't. Yeah, I would have never gotten to Arcanine for sure.
I also had to go back and check on our sheet, but Arcanine actually has been a guess
Yeah.
before, but it was a different flavor text. You gave it to me in episode 32, and I was able to get 1 point.
What was the flavor text on that one?
It was from Breakpoint, and the flavor text was, "Its magnificent bark conveys a sense of majesty. Anyone hearing it can't help but grovel before it."
Mm.
I did have to use all 3 lifelines to get that, though, but I think the majesty kinda keyed me in.
Wonder what attack name I gave you. I probably give you
Probably
flop,
flop.
right?
I
How
mean,
would you
yeah,
ever
you
get to
have to.
Arcanine off flop?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point. That's a good point. But I did. And
Yeah.
when you were thinking about Dodrio, I definitely did not want to give you the flame cloak because it would get you off Dodrio
Yeah.
and potentially get you onto Arcanine. And listen, there's been times in this series where I want you to get like some points and want there to be something interesting happening, but I'm not winning right now. So no free points for Azul. You're
Today
getting
is not
fighting
that
tackle.
day. Arcanine, not Dodrio. Arcanine, I don't think is running in any of its cards. Maybe like rarely, but Dodrio though, I think Dodrio stays running.
Have you ever seen an episode of the Pokemon anime? The original.
Have I ever seen Dodrio in the anime
No, have you ever seen an episode?
with a Dodrio in it?
No, of the Pokemon anime
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
of the original series.
yeah.
Well, the opening sequence is literally Arcanine running across a huge field.
Yeah, sure, but there's a lot of Pokemon running in the opening thing. Literally, there's like a
But I've never
Rapidash
seen
running. There's an
Arcanine
Arcanine.
running.
Oh, sure. Like on a card. Like it's not a regular thing. This is more, I feel like wow, we could just
Mm.
look at Arcanine cards. Hold on. Let me just like, look at it.
No,
I'm
no,
saying like compared
you're
to
not wrong.
Dodrio.
You're not wrong. He's mostly standing menacingly.
Yeah, yeah. But Dodrio, look at if you look up Dodrio cards, look up Dodrio cards real fast.
You don't have to defend your Dodrio guess to me. I don't think it was that
Look at
bad.
that. Look at running, running, running,
I
running,
think I
running,
think it
running.
was a very reasonable guess.
These Dodrios are on the move.
What was the name of this attack? Fighting
Definitely
tackle.
not a Dodrio with fighting tackle. I did like hesitate
Is
with
there
that
any
as
other
well. I was like
Pokemon with fighting tackle?
Appleton and Flapple, of course.
This guy's got fighting tackle?
Yeah, I could see it. Run at you.
They've
The
both got
Flapple
it.
is a little bit like the Flapple's got no weight behind him. Like, what kind of tackle is Flapple gonna hit you with?
He's swooping in, bro.
I don't
Tackle.
know. I guess the speed's gonna carry
Bro,
his
this guy's
tackle.
not moving. This guy's gonna roll into you. That's all he's doing.
True. He'll waddle over to you.
Yeah,
Bubble over.
there's no way this guy should know fighting tackle.
True, true, true.
That
Oh,
is
that makes
funny
sense.
that there are
Pokemon.
these are the only 3 Pokemon in the TCG that know this attack.
Yeah.
And it's
An
like
exclusive club.
Flapple, Appleton, okay, sure, they are the same evolution line, right? But
Yeah.
boom, Arcanine, totally separate, out of nowhere.
Makes sense.
Oh, I guess the attack does the same thing, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Same
Okay,
attack.
sure.
Maybe
Alright,
they all
Azul.
I guess all of them just hate V Pokemon. That's it. Like, that is
Mm,
the I was like, "Okay, they all hate V Pokemon, so we gotta give them an attack that is good against V Pokemon. Alright, let's call it Fighting Tackle." That's where it started.
alright, well, that is it for Guess That Flavor Text. We move on to another week with no points, but that won't be the case next week. Just wait. Now we do have a regional championships this weekend, but before we get into it and talk about the meta, there actually was a tournament this past weekend, a Korean League tournament. And these are not small tournaments, definitely like similar level to like a regional. Well, it's for them a regionals. There was 387 people there, but it's like a as far as like prestige of tournament, I should say, right?
Yeah.
Um And yeah, we got a couple deck lists and results we can take a look at. We do at least know all of the decks and maybe not all the lists, but looking at this top cut and the statistics here, Azul Charizard
Yeah.
was the most popular deck, and it is also the deck that ends up winning the whole thing. And they are all Terrazard decks. It's all Charizard Noctowl
Some
with
have Water
Pidgeot, of course,
Pawn.
still kind of in the mix. But
One fan wrote him. What? That's dude, what? I hope you prize it every single game.
well, this guy didn't because they won.
I guess.
So
Actually, often you can open like starts where like the fan room isn't, but it like boosts your power of your start so much. I don't know. That seems a little fraudulent. I think one or two of them did have the water pawn. Is this besides the fan room? That almost looks the exact same 60 from I'm the name's eluding me. But the tournament,
from
the last tournament
Stuttgart.
one. Yeah, from Stuttgart.
Yeah, from Nikolai.
Yes. It looks like that's the only difference there.
It does look pretty similar. Wow, my browser is lagging. There we go.
Yeah.
I wonder what they wanted to add in.
What's the difference? No, is there no Klefki as well, actually?
Oh, there's Klefki. It's right here.
What is the difference? Spot the difference. Oh, the Pidgeotto. Pidgeotto.
Yeah, but they added they added the Pidgeotto. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They added the Pidgeotto.
Okay. And then you were pointing it out whenever we were looking at this before we started recording. A pretty interesting build here. This one, fourth
Yeah.
place with a Psyduck and Water Pawn in the mix.
Yeah, so
And
no Dusknoir.
Sparkling Crystal is the A spec.
Yeah, when you do the Water Pond route, you kind of have to play the Sparkling Crystal. You're kind of forced to do it, and then just opts to just not play the other card there, the Dusknoir, just which is a pretty powerful inclusion, especially with Briar in the deck. It goes for the Psyduck instead to combat the Dusknoirs. You kind of can't. You could play Psyduck with your Dusknoir, but it's a little bit counterintuitive, and it's like almost just better to fight them Dusknoir to Dusknoir. Just go Dusknoir for Dusknoir with them instead of like playing Psyduck and Dusknoir. So that's interesting. I actually kind of like this build. I feel like this build though with the lack of distance should probably lean a little bit more into the water pond. Like I've been seeing builds with like I've been hitting like builds on the ladder that have like two crisp and two water. So they're a little bit more heavily water pond reliant. Which this one only has one water pond and the Terrapagos as well. There's a black belt training in there, which is really interesting. I wonder what that is specifically in the deck for. Maybe just reach higher numbers at the end of the game to kill like Lopunnies or something like that. Not sure about that, but that is also an interesting inclusion.
Can KO Golden go after 2 prizes, I guess?
Yeah, yeah, like more easy to get to the golden goes maybe. Yeah, because if you go water pawn for 2, they go golden go KO your ogre pawn.
Yeah,
You don't have a
and then you
Chi-Yu
can
or a
go
Dusclops. Yeah, then
yeah.
you can just go black belt knockout. Something like that. Cool inclusion.
Speaking of Golden Go, there was definitely plenty of that in top cut as well, or I actually don't know the format of this tournament. if it was like a top 32 cut or top 8 cut. I feel like a
It's
lot of
probably top
times
32.
it's top 32 cut, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, definitely plenty of Golden Go still up here. It's actually the deck that got 2nd place. If you wanted to see the list, this was streamed over on the Korean YouTube channel, Pokemon YouTube channel, so you should be able to see kind of like the gist of, the list here from the 2nd place
Yeah.
player, but
This list
we've
was heavily tech for Mirror, Baby Golden Go, and the Cramorant. That's a lot.
they were trying to avoid putting Golden Go into play until, like, there's 1 prize card left.
Yeah. And they could just about do that too. Like they have that is so much. It'd be hard to find the baby golden go though, I guess. I bet the baby golden go is also in there kind of as like a cornerstone slash crystal answer, like a little bit more of that as well as being in the mirror match, but also hard to find if you don't put Genesect in play. You could like go bench Genesect plus Turret in the same turn though, something like that.
There was a
Mega
mega box
Absol.
in the top 4 here, and this is a build that's been getting kinda popular recently, right, with the Toad Scroll,
Yeah.
no Cornerstone Mask, right? And having Eerie and Xerosic. So the combination of like Toadstool, Eerie, Xerosic to try to deal with the Golden Go issue for this deck.
Yeah. And I think that probably is the best way to deal with it, but I still don't think it's great. Like it still feels pretty bad. But
Also, a
I think it
card
makes
on
your
the
best
uptick
answer.
here in this list is the Rockets Watchtower.
Yep, Watchtower kind of on the rise here. Made its way into the Mega Box deck. It's in quite a few decks right now, which makes sense. Really good against the Terrazard deck. And that matchup can be tough for this deck as well. But with the Watchtower, I mean, just like I own a Watchtower, or if you just draw Watchtower turn 1 and put it in play, they just sometimes can't even do anything and they just lose.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Got the text. But yeah, I'm not as convinced on the Watchtower, but I feel like there's a lot of things you can play in Absol Box that are good against Golden Go, but I feel like because of how popular Lopunny is right now, that you kind of have to go that route. You have to go the 2-1 Toad Scroll route, even though it feels terrible in the deck, to be honest. But honestly, looking at a lot of these Golden Goes, like I'm looking at all of them right now, there's no Lopunny in any of these builds. They're all Mega Mawile or nothing. So Cornerstone could have been enough, or Crustle. Crustle would have just beat them all straight up.
Crystal, possibly the move. There is a player here got top 16 with the Kangaskhan Bouffalant deck. This has been a deck that's been a little bit on the rise since the last major tournament, right? So we'll probably see it have somewhat of a presence in Toronto, I have to imagine.
Yeah. Definitely. It has the same struggles that the Mega Absol deck does up against the Golden Go matchup. But if no one's playing, I mean, but for this tournament, the Ogerpon was fine because no one was playing Lopunny. So you could just get Ogerpon into play and boss them all while first is kind of like the game plan.
Yeah. And then I think the probably the most interesting deck to look at from this top 32 is the 32nd place player, Great Tusk Mill Azul. Now, this is a deck that got a lot of boosts when Mega Evolution came out. We haven't really seen much from it. It's probably been a fun deck on ladder. Have you played with this deck at all since Mega Evolution came out with the Fighting Gong and the Soul Rock Lunatone?
Yeah, I have. And it definitely got a lot better, but I still don't think the deck is competitive. You get a lot better, still not competitive. But it's pretty fun to play. It's a fun one for sure.
I mean, if you could just lock in the Great Tusk Mill for Toronto this weekend.
No, I think I want to like at least have a chance to win. I don't think that's given me a.
That is how you have to get your Worlds invite this year, right?
Well, I mean, if I go to enough majors and go do well enough, but it probably has to come from a big finish, I would
Yeah,
assume.
you say if I go to enough majors, but buddy, it's January, and you've gone to none. So,
But I literally said this on the last episode. I was like surprised by how many majors are left in North America, or in just literally US and Canada,
yeah,
not
but how
even
many of those are
including
you going to and playing in?
at least one this weekend in Toronto. At
That's
least
what I'm
one.
saying, bro. You gotta friggin' lock in and win. We also haven't updated the playlist in a while on the YouTube channel that's called Episodes After Azul Won a Tournament. It's been a minute since that playlist has been updated.
That's true.
So
We'll work on it over
need you to lock
just
in,
some
buddy.
time over the next couple months to add to it.
There's a Zorak build here. It's a Toadscrew Lopunny version.
Yep.
Uh Lopunny Zorak seems to be like a little bit of a deck right now. It's been definitely on the upswing.
Yeah, this is still that Cyrano build instead of the Lily's TM Evo, which I think is definitely inferior. I've been a big
Yeah.
fan of the Lily's TM Evo for a while. But yeah, it feels like how you have to play Zork right now. Like you have to play the Toad Scroll line It's like the only good thing against Golden Go, or
Well, I
that's
feel
the
like
best thing against Golden Go.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You still do the Darmani's hand thing, I guess, but it feels worse. And then Lopunny's nice because it just like yeah, at first I was kind of anti Lopunny in Zoroark, but it just kind of solves all your problems. Like it gives you a way to KO Fez early, so you can be more aggressive in the prize exchange. Gets you Cornerstone, gets you Crustal, or like any other random stuff. So yeah, it's just kind of good to be honest. It's just kind of a good card for sure. Worth the inclusion, I think.
So yeah, there's some results there. I don't think like they should have like too much of an impact on like the overall meta, but I feel like players do look at this stuff, especially at the top end, and be like, what is like the general player base thinking? And one of the things you could take away is like, okay, this Charizard Noctowl deck is probably going to be a very highly played deck in Toronto. Is that reasonable to deduce
Yeah.
from these results?
Yeah, it'll be pretty popular, I think, for sure. I'm like, dude, I mean, the thing that stands out to me is like the lack of I don't know if this is where everyone's just kind of at right now, but like how tech for mirror all the golden goes are and how well the lack of Lopunny. People are still playing them all while, but they're all like crams and stuff like that. So like tech for mirror, but not second for the cornerstone and stuff or crustal. I feel like that's not going to be the trend at Toronto. Like I feel like
You
that's
feel
like
like
one
people are
thing that
going to
stands out to
respect it?
me. I think the Lopunny is going to be really popular in Golden Go, or that'd be my prediction. But if I could make I would love to make the prediction that people are going to cut it because then I would just play Tank Kangaskhan with Crustal. So I would
I
love
don't
to
think
make
people I don't really think I mean, what's it been looking like in, like, online tournaments and stuff? I feel like
like
my
70%
are
Lopunny
playing
builds.
Lopunny.
Yeah, that's the last time I checked. I can check right now. Yeah, still 70%.
That is a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
My gut would be that Lopunny would not be the more popular way that people go with it, but
I mean, we're kind of I guess maybe we're entered like that weird spot where it's like Lopunny has seemed like it's going to be the way for so long that everyone's cutting
yeah,
their counters for Golden Go. So then it's like, okay, well, if no one's playing counters to Golden Go, then I don't need Lopunny anymore. I can tech for Mirror again, and then I'm beating everything else anyways. But then it's like, okay, well, then do you make the read to like play the cornerstones and the crustals or whatever? So maybe we're just kind of it's kind of up in the air right now. I guess is maybe
it
the
could just
situation we're
literally
at.
be like Tord in Las Vegas who played against, like, so many Golden Goes that did not have any answer to Cornerstone, and he just, like I walked
Yeah,
by his table so many times where he just
he's
had,
just
like
beating up on a Golden Go.
yeah, Cornerstone.
Yeah,
Just had Cornerstone in play.
1, 2, 3, beat 4 of them.
Yeah, that's a huge percentage of rounds getting into top cut.
Yep, just 4 free dubs. Oh, 5 actually. Oh no, that's a jolted Golden Go. That matchup is probably a little bit more weird,
Yeah.
but still got the dub in the end. Still probably
Somehow
cornerstone
beat Mega
base.
Venusaur, which is probably one of the deck's worst matchups, right?
I don't even some kind of retreat lock shenanigans could have happened. I mean, Kangaskhan. You just have to go with Kangaskhan, maybe just went in with Kangaskhan.
Just start
Started
swinging, huh?
swinging. Yeah,
And
it's
they
pretty
got
easy to KO
the free
Kangaskhan
dub
with
on
a
stream in round 4 as well,
yeah.
where this guy had a wrong card in his deck
Yep.
on his deck list.
That still ended up pretty well though, actually, with the armors right. It was like 9 2
Yeah,
2.
he
Not
did he
bad.
did pretty good. Top 128 finish with this.
Armor Rouge.
Um, but yeah, let's get into I guess some of our questions. I mean, we kind of hit on the Terrazard a little bit, so like I guess let's start there. Like, just has this deck solidified itself as a top tier deck? Like, is this going to be the second most popular deck in the room? Zard Noctowl?
Um, maybe Charizard variants combined. They'll probably be pretty close to Gardevoir. I'd still probably give Gardevoir the edge. So maybe third. It'll be like third most popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, second or third. It'll be up there. Like, I got. Is there anything outside of those three that would even contend though? Like the top three are Golden Go. I guess Dragapult. There's always going to be some Dragapult enjoyers, but I think it'll be lower. I think it'll be like number 4. For sure. I'd be pretty confident in saying that.
Yeah. I mean, and with that discussion, I mean, there's no reason for for us to think anything besides Golden Go will be the most popular deck, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think. Yeah, it should be the most popular for sure. I can't think of a reason to not have it up there.
But you think that most people will play Lopunny, and it sounds like you yourself would want to play Lopunny in the deck.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
And
like, not teching for mirror, I guess, feels bad. Like, you're kinda giving up on the mirror tech, but the mirror techs, like, don't pan out that consistently that often, I feel like. I think the results even show that a little bit as well. Like, we see, like, the, Daniel Magda, uh, last couple tournaments, and even Drew Stephenson as well with no techs for the mirror in their lists. And then, they've been killing it with Golden Go pretty consistently in Europe, right? So, and then we do see like some lists that are a little bit more tech for mirror, like Ufe's list with the Monkey Dory and the Vitality Band and the Premium Power Pro, still having success, but it's like I'm assuming Daniel went through a mirror or two. Ooh, actually only lost to two. No, one mirror, lost to two mirrors. What about Drew? Drew won a mirror, tied a mirror.
yeah,
Um,
one of the great tools is Limitless Labs being able to see all this information. Like, what do these players' tournament runs look like?
I guess like Golden Gun might be more popular than it was back then, so beating the mirror might be more relevant
And Daniel did
going into
lose
the
to
weekend.
Ufe in Top
Yeah,
Cut.
they lose to Ufe and Top Cut. So I guess they didn't play against that many Golden Goes. But yeah, it's like we can always just check their tournament runs. How many mirror matches did they actually play against? And how popular was it? I guess as well with the mini game. They won 15%, 17% when you turn on combined. Oh, I guess I
21
just
on day two.
yeah. 21 day two is a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Like, you definitely want to tech for mirror, but you don't want to lose to every crustal and cornerstone that you go up against. I mean, if you're not playing the Mega Lopunny, you probably want to play the Mega Mawile, unless you just give up completely on the matchup. I guess I don't completely on the those losing to those tech cards, which maybe is the way to go, like based on what we kind of were just talking about. Because the deck can already kind of handle Toad Scroll without a tech card. You don't need to tech. Lopunny does help though against Toad Scroll for sure, because then you have the Lopunny to KO Toad Scroll at some point. But eggs.
What a deck right here. Shout outs
Yeah,
to Deans.
with the eggs. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'd want to play Lopunny because I just don't want to lose. Because I feel like the anti Golden Ghost stuff is going to be at all time high. It does feel like people are trending more towards Toad Scroll than anything, which the Lopunny is less necessary against. But I think there's still going to be a lot of cornerstones, still going to be a lot of crustals. I mean, Crustle specifically would be the lowest. Like taking a loss of Crustle would probably be fine, but Cornerstone, there's still going to be cornerstones. Like it's just kind of like a culmination of everything. And Lopunny beats all of them, or like is good against all of them. You're not always beating Toad Scroll. Like Lopunny doesn't just like Toad Scroll is the hardest thing to handle for Golden Go for sure. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like such a good do it all card. Not play. Also, it's good against Guardy Jellicent as well. That's like another thing that Golden Go has to like deal with is Guardy Jellicent. So having something for that is like kind of nice as well.
Well, speaking of Guardy, you mentioned it kind of at the top of the episode where you're like seeing it a little bit less in online
Yeah.
tournaments, seeing it a little bit less on the ladder. Is Guardy kind of like falling to the wayside, falling off a little bit here late in the format?
I don't think so. I think people are just kind of bored of it, and just want to play other things. Probably. I mean, the Charizard matchup is tough, um, for sure. You could tech against it. I've been seeing like already lists with like Watchtower, and stuff like that, which does seem pretty good in the deck.
Yeah.
For the colorless decks, unless you already feel confident in the matchup. But I don't actually know where the matchup really stands. I would assume Charizard's favored, obviously. So it's like I would consider a Watchtower personally if I was a Gardevoir player, but I'm not. So I'm sure the Guardy players have figured out what they want to include for the weekend. Overall, and yeah, I guess I could see. I could see Charizard being more popular than Gardevoir. I guess it'll be. I think it'll be it's like Golden Go definitely going to be number one, and it's like Charizard Guardy somewhere
I think like
there, and
another
then Purple.
tournament into this format, we'll probably see Charizard overtake Guardy. Probably not
You
this
think
one, but I think like another, like maybe Birmingham,
that's easy to
maybe
predict? Europe doesn't like playing Guardy. They
true,
don't.
but
Yeah,
maybe like EUIC comes around, we could
sure,
see
for sure.
Charizard overtake Guardy. Definitely feels like Jellicent overall is probably going to be the more popular pick among the best players. That's been the trend, right?
Yeah. Well, there's like I think it's like pretty out there. There's like the new Henry Chow build. I've
Oh, I
been seeing
haven't
like
seen.
that McConney tweet about it and stuff. I think there's no jealous. There might be a Frillish, but I don't think there's a Jellicent line. Like I see McConney tweeting about winning a League Cup, and there's always a Lux Cape in his build. So I think it's like back to Evos, and there might be a Frillish, but like I don't think there's Jellicent in there anymore. I have been seeing less Jellicent on the ladder as well. Like when I hit a Guardy, I feel like I have not hit a Mega Diancie. I have not seen a Mega Diancie in Guardy for forever. Now I'm not playing a deck that is specifically Mega Diancie is often good against, so that might just be it. But, like, on stream the other day, I was like, "When was the last time I saw a Mega Diancie in these Guardy decks?" Like, I just feel like I'm not seeing that. Are people just cutting it? Are people just not playing it anymore? Um, People in my chat were saying it's not in the latest Henry Chow build, so that would make sense. He's
Okay.
got, quite the influence on the Guardy builds, for sure. So, yeah, I don't know where Guardies are really at right now between Jellicent and Mega Diancie. All I know is that Henry Chow's latest build, I think, has a Lux Cape in it. That's all I'm aware of because I keep seeing Makani win League Cups and tweet out a Lux Cape in
Lux
the
capes.
a Lux Cape on a Screamtail or something like that. So that's all I'm aware of right now. So I don't know where the Guardies are standing at right now, but I definitely could see Jellicent being the less popular of the build. I also listened to the tag team podcast this week, and I think Riley was saying that he thinks the non-Jellison build is the more powerful. Maybe not 100% no frillish, but he thinks the faster build of Guardy or Turbo Guardy, whatever people want to call it. It's still like it's the same speed of a deck for the most part. You're not playing like 4 can. If anything, it's like slower because like you're usually playing more TM Evos. So like you're always doing a TM Evo turn. Whereas opposed to like the LAIC Henry Chow build had like 3 candy or whatever. So, yeah, I have very little knowledge on where Guardy's at, to be honest, right now. But there's so many good things. I think we're gonna see a lot of different builds and a lot of people playing the Henry Chow build,
Well, one
whatever
thing I
that
bet
is.
you've got some knowledge about is, or at least opinions on, i- is Dragapult. And when we were talking about all the topics for the different decks, you're the one who wanted to say this, and the question is just: is Dragapult just bad right now? And I think I
uh,
know your answer to this question.
yeah, I think it's just not great. I think we'll still see a pretty high play rate, like at 10% plus.
Will
Fourth
Andrew
most
Hedrick
popular.
play the deck?
Yes, I think so.
And Justin Templar.
Yeah, I think they'll probably both be rocking it still. I mean, Justin's had decent success with it, right? He top cut at LAIC. Um, and it pops up. It's like it like wins in Europe because Europeans don't know how to play guard for, and then um yeah, it wins in Europe because Europeans don't know how to play guard for, and then it's still like top cuts like every event. There's like one Polt Nor in like every top cut at least, and the deck's still really good. And a lot of really good players still play it. So it's like not a surprise. I just don't think the next like I think your actually if Guardy builds are going back to like more heavy TM Evo style of builds. Like the Jellicent Frillish stuff was also pretty good against Dragapult, to be honest, when you were still playing like a 3-2-2 Curlia or Guardy line. But like the Henry Chow LAIC build, where it was like the 2-1-2-3 candy build, that build was bad against Dragapult. Like Dragapult was like favored into that build. But that isn't like a that's not the way things seem to be trending right now. It feels like more people are going back to heavier TM Evo styles, 3-2-2 Guardy at least. Some have researches, some don't. Like I think LAIC was Dragapult's like best moment, maybe to like get one over on Guardy, but that's kind of past. And I think Guardy builds are kind of a little bit more not leaning too aggressively with the candy stuff, so they're a little bit better off against Polt. So yeah, I think it's like a bad time to be Polt. And Golden Goal's always favored against you. Like the Golden Goal lists haven't changed. Everyone still has Picnic Basket. The deck is still exactly the same. And actually, I think it's maybe even gotten worse because I think at the beginning of the format, most people were on one stadium, but now we've shifted back to it feels like most Golden Goal lists have two Artisan or like one Artisan, one Watchtower. I've been seeing a lot of builds with Watchtower on ladder. Recently, I've been hitting against a lot of those. So yeah, I think it's just Polt just seems like a bad play. Like the top two decks you're unfavored against. You do beat Zard still though. I guess you have that going for you.
Well, yeah, people will still play it.
Yeah, it'll still be like 10% plus, I think. I think it's still reasonable.
All right, Azul, I've got a hypothetical, a situation for you. Okay.
Okay.
I haven't played in a Pokemon tournament in a long time, but my favorite Pokemon is Mega Kangaskhan. It's my most favorite Pokemon ever. And there's a really good Mega Kangaskhan card right now. I want to play Mega Kangaskhan in my deck this weekend. What's the best deck to be playing Mega Kangaskhan in this weekend?
If you don't want to attack with it, it probably is Mega Absol. But if you make the read that the Golden Goes won't have Lopunny, then I think it is Tank Kangaskhan with Crustle, but not the Joltik build. Do not play. I do not like the Joltik. I think the Joltik's bad, but I think you can throw a 2/2 Crustle in Tank Kangaskhan.
You spent a lot of time on this Tank Kangaskhan deck, yeah?
Yeah, I played a lot with it. I think it's really good. I think it's really good when you have a good answer to Golden Go. You have a good answer to Golden Go, whether that be Cornerstone, because they're not playing any answer to Cornerstone,
So it's really just
or
meta dependent thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, it feels like Lopunny is the way that people are going with Golden Go. But I mean, we just saw the Korean League though. No Lopunnies. Everyone had Mawile, so they could be Cornerstone, or they were just really tech for mirror. The Crams, the Premium Power Pros, they were like a lot of those lists were super tech for mirror. If that's the way it's going to trend in Toronto, then Tank Kangaskhan with Crustle and Shaman. Please play the Shaman. That's you don't beat Guardy without Shaman. Put the Shaman in there. And then Guardy's like, especially they don't have Mega Diancie. I think that matchup is just free.
Seems like a
Um,
lot are not playing it right, like you said.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of like Tank Kangaskhan if people aren't running the card, running Megalopony with cross a 2/2 crossover would have to be the inclusion though, I guess, which I think you can find room to fit. I never really like fully fleshed it out. Oh, okay. I said that. I forgot about Watchtower though. I take it all back. I take it all back. You have to go with Mega Absol. Watchtower is like too popular right now. I don't want to run
Mm.
into like the random Watchtowers and Golden Goes and Guardians and stuff like that because stadiums suck in Tank Kangaskhan. There's not a good stadium to play in the deck. They're all terrible, and you don't draw a lot of cards. So you just lose to Watchtower Iono. Any deck that plays that, you lose to. So yeah, I take it all back. I take it all back. You just have to go Mega Absol and you probably have to go Toads. You probably just go the Toad Scroll route, unless you want to make the call that they're not going to be teching for Cornerstone. Then you can go Cornerstone instead. Or actually, you probably want to go Crustle because Crustle is kind of like the half measure where it beats Mawile but doesn't beat Lopunny. So you could go the Crustle route is also reasonable, I guess.
Feels like this meta is just really heavily revolving around what the Golden Go players are packing. Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to be super safe, you play Toad Scroll. If you want to be better against them and call they won't play the Lopunny, then you could play Crustle. If you want to predict that they won't play the Lopunny or the Mega Mawile, then Cornerstone is your best bet.
So
But
what would be the reason to not like hearing us our discussion right now? Like, and you're not totally locked in on a deck. What would be the reason to not just play Golden Go with answers to these potential problems? Just the mirror is
just the
worse
mirror, you
because you
lose yeah, you have no space for the mirror. But the mirror attacks are a little bit iffy to begin with, so, like, I'm not that unconfident in
so
it.
it's just Golden Go Lopunny. It's just the play.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong well, the only thing you could go wrong with is if you have no text for mirror, like see, all the texts for mirror are just so bad. They're just like I guess, like, if you go the Lopunny route and play the Ultra Ball, you could play your Baby Gold you could play the Baby Golden Go, I guess. That could be, like, a thing you do, to be honest.
I mean, you could just still play Cramorant, right?
Cram is, like I would have to test I don't think the Cram is that good. The Cram is, like, the least consistent of the mirror attacks.
Is there a baby Lopunny you could play?
Ooh, is Chip cooking? Hold on.
Doesn't look like it.
There's nothing? Or
No, they're
nothing
pretty
good?
they're bad.
What does dashing kick do?
50 damage to 1
Mm,
and then
they're
90 for 2 on this one.
okay, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty bad. They're both basically just soul rocks,
Yeah.
which you already
No
have.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the mirror matches just, like, going second, and then if you go first, you have just, like, a slow start, like see, that's why I think, like that's why I'm not, like, a super big fan of, like, the text for the mirror because, like, Cramorant, I feel like is, like, not worth it. I kinda like the Vitality Band plus Monkey Dory package because Monkey Dory is, like, neutrally just kinda good, and then,
It
so is
doesn't feel like
Vitality
it's that
Band.
good against a lot of stuff right now, though.
Monkey Dory?
Dragapult, but that's it, right?
It's good against
And you're already
Dragapult. It can
feeling
solve
pretty good
your
against that.
yeah, but it can do the same healing thing it does against, like, a Grimmsnarl or a Gardevoir, where it stops them from, like, spreading their damage super wide with, like, a bunch of Screamtail snipes and building up towards a bigger multi-price turn. The Picnic Basket is better, but
Yeah.
the Monkey Dory is really good in the mirror match because if they punch your Soul Rock with a Soul Rock, then you go
Then you have
Vitality
to
Band
play a
Monkey
dark
Dory and you get back.
energy.
Yeah, but that's why it's nice though because you replace your Picnic Basket with Monkey Dory and you cut a fighting for a dark, so you don't lose space. You
Sure.
do have to play the Vitality Band, so you do have to find one space. But if you're playing the Premium Power Pro plus Vitality Band, that's two spaces, and that's where it starts to be like, can I really fit this plus the Lopunny? And it feels like the answer is no. Um, yeah, feels like the answer becomes no.
Who is Zoark's best friend right now? It seems like there's been a lot of ways people have played it over the last few months. Darmanitan, just straight up Zoark builds. Now this Lopunny Toadscroll deck is kind of becoming the popular way to go with it. A thick Lopunny I've seen. I've seen the thin 1/1. I've seen 2/2, 3/2. Toadscroll's in the mix as well. I don't know. What do you
Yeah.
think?
I think it is that combo, the Toad Scroll, Lopunny. I never actually tried out Zork Darmanitan after Liam got second. I meant to like give that a try and to see how it felt, and play around with it a little bit, but I never ended up doing that. So I think I would just go the Toad Scroll. I've always been a big fan of the Toad Scroll in the deck, as your Golden Go answer, because the most consistent answer for the matchup. Especially now that they have Lopunny, stuff like Cornerstone and Crustle aren't really, it feels like aren't really considerations, but I guess you could still consider them if you're going to make the prediction Lopunny is not going to happen. Like people are not going to play the Lopunny. But even if they don't play the Lopunny, the Mega Mawile still answers your Cornerstone. So you'd have to make that prediction as well that they're going just like full no tech and just playing for like the mirror match instead. Um, so yeah, I think yeah, Toad Scroll, and then yeah, like I have come around the Lopunny definitely for sure, where it just seems like oh, it just kind of answers all Zoroark's problems. Like it also gives you a way to like two hit a Mega Absol against the Mega Absol deck as well, which is nice. You didn't really have that out before because you'd punch it with a Zoroark and they would heal enough damage off it that you couldn't punch it again, and or punch it for a KO on the next turn. So then they got kind of like a head in the price range. But now you can go punch with Zoroark into punch with Mega Lopunny, stuff like that. So it does that as well. Yeah, so I think that's the route to take. Bunny in the Twitch rule.
Say one nice thing about Grimmsnarl.
Um, it's not. It doesn't have truly terrible results if you're playing it over in Europe. That's
Or in Korea, apparently.
yeah.
It did okay. There's I think 3 of them in this top 32.
3?
Best one
That's
got
a lot
top
of
16.
Grim.
There's 3 of them in top 32 here. This one's
Which
got
one?
a, Moltres.
Yeah, it does have the Moltres. And honestly, this is probably the better way to play it. I tried a Luminous Energy build. It still only has 7 Dark Energy though. No, this is just terrible. It's not good. It's just bad. It's just bad. I can't get behind this. I'm sorry.
Is there anything else that can play this card right now?
Dragapult. Dragapult can.
Is it
What is it?
good?
If I'm playing Dragon Ball, I'm putting something else in there. I tried a 1/1 Toad Scroll line. I put them. My most recent build has a Moltres in it because I'm just like I just want to have something else to do.
Do you need Jamming Tower in Dragapult right now?
It's pretty good against Golden Go to give you options against them. Also, you kind of want like a counter stadium for the artisans and stuff. It's kind of nice to be able to like leaving Golden Go like they set up so wide so quickly. Maybe that bumping their artisan isn't really necessary. It is nice to take away the air balloons though. It is nice to take away the air balloons. Take away the bravery charms of Tank, Absol, or Absol, whatever. I was like doing a 1/1 split with a Watchtower, but obviously don't need Watchtower to be Terrazard. It was more so for Tank Kangaskhan, but Tank Kangaskhan's not really a super prevalent
It's
deck
not worth
anymore.
picking for it at regionals for sure.
Tank Kangaskhan? No, no.
Yeah.
It was like there was a lot of hype around it, but the hype has now died off as we're getting closer towards the first major of the tournament. So yeah, I mean, if I'm playing Grimstar, I maybe would have like a Moltres or something in here like this. But I feel like this is just like only 7 Dark Energy, 3 Monkey Dory. Like these are things you need to like win all your other matchups. And now it's just like, and now you have like this Moltres in here to be Golden Go, I guess. But
I feel like I'd rather play
one TM Evo.
the like Frostlass Monkey Dory deck than play this deck.
Yeah, probably. But even then, I'm not that hype on that deck either.
Yeah.
But it's more that deck is pretty cool. I do like that deck. I can't wait to play that deck with Pokepad. That's what I'm most excited for. Is that deck with Pokepad? That just sounds sick.
Or that deck with Mega
Mega Frostlass.
Frostlass.
Not really. No, I'm not as hyped for that. But
Bro, they go Lilies for 8 and you just go Mega Frostlass KO your Mega Kangaskhan. Or they just draw cards and you're just like, okay, Mega Frostlass your Mega Kangaskhan.
yeah,
Boom, boom.
yeah, Grimmsnarl just does not feel.
You're just
Very
not even
good
going
right
to
now at
entertain
all.
me here?
Nope.
Okay. Just wait, buddy. Just wait.
Grim's got too many ops right now. Cannot hang with the actual top decks in the format.
There are still a couple other Noctowl decks hanging around out here. There's the Terra Box. There's
Flareon.
Flareon, right? Um, any reason to go with one of those?
No, I think Terrabox besides
There's also
Zard.
Raging Bolt. Technically, is a card that exists, a deck that exists in some
I think
capacity.
I think they're all pretty bad. Like Flareon deck, the the Flareon deck's bad, the Terrabox is bad, Radiant Bolt's bad. Um yeah, I know maybe like the one way to save Flareon, probably not though. I think Emma's latest list has like Dusknoir in it, So like maybe there's something that like maybe that's the difference maker in Flareon box. I don't see how that would be enough to really do anything though. You're adding like more combo pieces to a deck that already like it's already struggling to pull together its combos turn to turn, like or super reliant on like big convoluted combos. If the missing piece is adding more combos, I feel like that's not a solution to an already seemingly very fragile deck. So Terra deck's no good. Besides Terrazard, I think all the other Noctowl decks just kind of suck. Best way to play Raging Ball is probably actually without Noctowls. You just play like the turbo build, go second, take a turn with knockout. Got no faith.
All right. Well, you're playing this weekend. You said you're still not totally sure kind of what you're leaning towards. You don't feel super invested. You give us a just right now 3 decks that you're considering.
Or Golden Go and some build of Charizard. I kind of like had like a feeling that like it almost feels like Charizard Pidgeot is like the better deck right now, but it's kind of just because of like it's less susceptible to Watchtower. You have like TM Evos and stuff. You can build up your board. Different ways. You have more draw supporters in the deck. So I don't maybe the Watchtower hype is just not real though. Maybe there's not gonna be a bunch of random Watchtowers in a bunch of decks. But I feel like yeah, I mean most of the decks that I've been playing, I've like have one like have one in my Pult. I have one in I haven't actually changed it in my Golden Go list, but I would put one in Golden Go. Just go turn two, Secret Box, put Watchtower in play, and then laugh at them. Um
Freaking
so
laugh.
yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, so it makes me think that I would like Pidgeot's Art to be the better play of the two, but I actually don't know for sure to be honest. That would be the third deck, some kind of Charizard deck probably. Unless I like make the if I make the hard read that no one has Lopunny in there. No, I guess I still wouldn't even do that though. We're talking about the random watchtowers. Maybe if I make the meat read that no one has Lopunny or is going to be playing the random watchtowers, I'd
I feel
play
like you're more
my
scared of the
Kangaskhan.
random watchtower than you maybe should be.
That's what. Well, I keep going back to that too, but I feel like in these things, like I feel like one of the things that has carried me the most through my career is making these kind of calls and just being correct. Like my intuition is almost always right with these things. So,
You're a
and
genius.
I have had these moments in the past too where I've like questioned myself and then I was just right. I was like, maybe I'm not right. Maybe I'm overthinking this. And then the tournament happens and the metagame happens. I was like, oh no, I was just right the whole time. So, um, yeah. And I would do it. Like I would be playing these watchtowers in these decks because the colorless Pokemon are pretty good right now. I guess Terrazard's kind of carrying them, but then there's like so many other random stuff. There is
Yeah.
I don't think Terra Box or any of the Noctowl decks are good, but there's gonna be Raging Ball Noctowl. There's gonna be the Flareon Noctowl. There's all these Noctowl decks and other Pidgeot decks and stuff like that. So it's like I don't know. It seems like it's pretty high value right now to have. Um, Especially if you're something like a Golden Go where your Terrazard matchup is like super iffy. It's like being able to just turn one Secret Box going second and just throw a Watchtower in play. They probably just lose most of the time. So and you can still beat them even without that combo, but it's just like the matchup's unfavorable without it. With it, you're probably just favored. So having that extra piece is just kind of nice.
All right, well, let's make some predictions here for Toronto. We spent some time talking about the deck a little bit. What do you think the highest placing tank Kangaskhan deck will be? It seems like you're a believer in the deck.
I believe in the deck, but I don't believe in it for this metagame. So I would give it a top. I think I still pull like a top 32 though. And actually, if I had to predict it, I would predict it probably is going to be like the Joltik build because I feel like that's been the more popular build that I've been hitting on ladder and stuff recently. So it seems like that's the way people are kind of leaning with the deck. So
Top 32 call. I'm gonna go. Um, I'm gonna go. I think with a top 64 here. I think I could definitely see the top 32, but I'm gonna differentiate a little bit here with the picks. All right. How many unique countries in Top Cut? So obviously Canada and the United States are going to be very well represented, but Toronto is usually a pretty heavily traveled to event for players from really all over. Um, South America, Japan. We'll see players from those regions, and then we'll probably see a pretty decent amount of good players from Europe coming over to compete in this one. So, how many unique countries do you think there will be, Azul, in
there'll
Top
probably
Cut?
be at least one American, maybe a Canadian, but I wouldn't bet on that. Um,
Let's see. The last Toronto regionals, it was
Yikes.
just Americans and Canadians.
That's a lot of Americans. Or how many Canadians showed up to that tournament? That's embarrassing to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. They better.
You're
And they
always talking smack,
and you do
bro.
say that, that is true. And
It's
also
literally, dude. Look at what the
the
format was, though. Here, dude.
yeah, a format where America wins. Like, look at that.
Cringe Drago format.
um, the tournaments have been getting more international, and I think you are right. Yeah, it does feel like Toronto is one of those locations where we usually see more, especially Europeans travel to this one specifically. So I'm gonna go 4. I see 5. I could see. I'm gonna go 5.
That's a
Could
lot.
be a
But
pretty
Top
big
Cut
top
could be
cut.
pretty big, right?
I'm gonna go 5, 1 Canadian.
Dude, you just love.
All right, 4, 1 Can. I kind of just want to believe in the international competition. I'm gonna go 5, 1 Canadian. Believe
I like the. You didn't have to specify how many Canadians there would be.
1.
Okay. Yikes. I'm gonna just go with 4, I think here. Just a little less. There'll probably be a couple Europeans. Obviously an American and a Canadian will be in there. So maybe like one European, one Japanese player,
I mean, it's pretty reasonable.
something like that.
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
we
Kind of
might be
talking
predicting
myself
a
into
little
5
high.
here.
I feel like we're predicting a little high, to be honest. I think the safe bet is probably the safe bet's
I
no.
don't
I'm
know.
gonna
I
say
think it's
3.
probably
3 is pretty
4.
reasonable.
I think
Yeah, no,
4.
yeah, 4 is pretty reasonable.
I'm going with 4.
See, I don't
And
believe in
then,
Canada, so that means someone else has to take their spots. So
dude, we'll never hear the end of it from you if Canada doesn't make top cut. So you Canadians better show up to at least enough to get top cut here.
that'd be crazy if there's 0 in Top Gun. That'd be insane.
All right, and then finally, as we always do, Azul, pick a player to make top cut.
Yeah, I wish I knew more of the European players that were definitely going because I would definitely pick a European player here. Um, hmm. Mhm. Now I'm kind of unsure. All right, well, I'm gonna go with a Canadian then. I will go with. Man, I'm not sure. Do you have someone you want to pick? I don't know who I want to pick here.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick someone who's been on a tear this season. A first place at a regionals, a second place at a regionals. Pretty sure I've picked him before, and that is Liam Halliburton.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah,
Not a European. I'm not gonna overthink it like you.
yeah. That's a pretty safe bet. Makes you want to go with like a similarly safe bet, to be honest. Um, Man, I'm just like stuck on this one. I don't know who I want to pick.
All right, Azul.
Give
Locked
me
in.
Give me a dude. You know what? Even though he's probably gonna play Dragon Ball, give me Hedrick. Give me Hedrick. He's got it. Like he's due for a top cut. Even if it's with Dragon Ball, even with the all these other Dragon Balls are making cut. So it's got to be Hedrick's time here at some point. I'm going, and if he
Oh,
doesn't play Dragon Ball, I mean it's a lock. Then it's like
he's
for sure.
he's guaranteed, right?
Yeah, then he's definitely making cut.
Oh my
Dragon Ball though.
gosh.
But even if he doesn't, pretty good chance.
All right, well, that's our predictions. That's our thoughts on Toronto this weekend. It's going to be a fun one. Azul and I will both be there, so be sure to come say what's up if you see us. And yeah, we'll see if Azul can get a dub, get his Worlds invite or not.
Probably
You got
not.
any
I'm
thoughts? Anything else
super.
you want to say, Azul? What's up?
I'll say probably not. I'm so uninvested in this format.
Yeah.
Like I kind of felt it too. Like because like the last couple tournaments I went to, besides, what did I even play at NAIC? I don't even remember. Oh, Grimmsnarl? Yeah,
Yeah.
I was, like, pretty, like I had, like, a deck that I really liked and was, like,
You were
besides
into it for
Worlds.
NAIC.
Yeah, into it for NAIC, I was into it for Merida, same thing with Vancouver. I was also pretty into it for EUIC as well, but the list was not Or Maraudon was just such a bad play for that tournament. Should have played something else. But yeah, this one, like the closer it got, I was just like, I just don't care. Like this is just like this format competitive wise, and I kind of get what because I've been seeing some players say this. The thing is, like, I've been so like detached from the like super competitive side of things of this format, where it's like I just don't really care. I'm just getting on playing fun decks every day on stream, and I'm loving it, right? Because it feels like fun decks are like pretty good right now. They're not miserable to play like some past formats where it's just like you can't beat a single good deck with like your fun deck. You can beat like half the good decks or more with any fun deck right now. So I was kind of detached from it for sure. But now that I'm like having to actually pick a deck, it's just like I kind of get what they're saying. Like this format does just kind of suck if you're trying to win the tournament. Like you get to play Golden Go or or whatever other like good pet deck you have, the Guardy, the Zorark. But like yeah, it feels tough to get creative. Um, but I'm sure there's more out there than I'm aware of because I just haven't been really trying that hard. So I'm excited to always see what the super top competitive players come up with every tournament. So yeah,
All right. Well, we appreciate everyone for listening, of course, as always. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave us a like, a review, rating, comment, subscribe. All those things help us out a bunch. Let us know you're enjoying the podcast and want to see more from us. We did come at you a day early this week. Should be back to normal schedule next week, but every once in a while, I feel like we'll be probably off a day, either one way or the other, just depending on what we got going on. So, um, yeah, and if you guys want to stay up to date with us, the best place to do is over on X. You can follow myself at Chip Ritchie. Azul is at Azul GG. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. I feel like I'm so used to saying Azul underscore GG, but it's Azul GG now. And then you can also follow the podcast at uncommon underscore. We still got an underscore in there. Maybe I need to do the thing you did for the thing, but
yeah,
at uncommon underscore energy.
yeah. I appreciate the support as always. We'll catch y'all next Wednesday, 7 a.m. Eastern. Back to the regularly scheduled programming, where we'll be able to talk about all the new cards coming out soon. I'm excited for that, to be honest, because now that I like know the schedule for all that, like I know this Thursday, this Friday, whatever, we're gonna see everything. So I'm excited to see what gets dropped because I feel like there's a lot left to be revealed from that set. We haven't seen too much yet.
New cards and Toronto results next week.
Yes. And then talking about
And oh,
oh well, and I was gonna say, and then talking about what bad deck is gonna win Birmingham.
okay.